back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and click on that notification button to get a notification every time I post. So today we're doing a video on weight loss misconceptions that we need to leave in 2020. There's so many out there, especially when we start a new year, that people just feel like they need to do as New Year's resolutions, but they're actually really not sustainable and only lead to short-term results. And we know that we're all about the long term. So yeah, I guess let's get into them. I will probably be busting a couple of myths about weight loss along the way. So yeah, let's get right on into it. But before we get into it, I just want to put out a disclaimer that everything here is for education and entertainment purposes only, and you should always go to a health professional of your choice to cater to your specific needs. Another disclaimer, I am going to be speaking about weight loss, so if anything about weight loss is triggering to you, please feel free to skip this video. I am very mindful that when it comes to health and nutrition, there are certain topics that are more triggering. So yeah, feel free to skip past this video. No hard feelings. With that disclaimer being said, let's get on into this video. So number one, the first thing that needs to be left in 2020. I've seen so many people who've put in their New Year's resolution that they're going to cut out carbs.
Really?
An entire food group, you're saying you're going to cut it out completely. It's not sustainable in the long term. It's much better to have a more specific goal. So if you're someone who ate mostly refined carbs, if you ate a lot of, maybe the best thing for you is to watch your portion sizes and try and include more whole wheat, whole grain carbs, and a lot more fiber in your fruits and vegetables and the kinds of breads that you buy or the kinds of cereals that you eat. Cutting out an entire food group is not gonna give you the solutions that you need. It's only gonna give you a short-term solution, and what usually happens when you cut out an entire food group, especially when you cut out carbs, is that when you start eating carbs again, how you were before, all the weight that you lost, you gain back, because the whole process that happens when you restrict your body or you restrict carbs in your diet tends to make you lose a lot of water weight, because there's a lot of water that goes into that process of ketogenesis, which is when your body starts using fat or stored energy instead of using up carbs that you eat. So yeah, let's leave that in 2020, please. Let's not even think that cutting out carbs is going to be a solution. Rather be more sustainable and have a more specific goal that's a lot more easily measured and specific to you and your lifestyle, and that'll give you a better outcome. Another one is cutting out sugar. Now I know we all eat a lot more sugar than we should be, and that's a given. We shouldn't be eating as much as we do, but saying that you're going to cut it out isn't sustainable. A lot of people who do say they're going to cut it out end up cutting out things like fruit, because fruit does have fructose, which is a type of sugar that you find in fruit, but that's not sustainable. Again, you need to remember that fruit has plenty of other benefits. Fruit has fiber, it has vitamins and minerals. You don't want to be losing out on those benefits. So at the end of the day, should we be eating less sugar? Of course. The recommendation is to have like less than 10% of your total energy be sugar, or less than 5%. That's like the sweet spot, which is like 5 teaspoons of sugar a day.
Please remember that this isn't only the actual sugar that you add when you make tea or coffee. This sugar can be found in your juices, your cool drinks, honey, cordials, sweets, biscuits, muesli, yogurt, you name it. These all have sugar, specifically added sugar, and that's something that you need to take into account when you're thinking about the sugar that you're trying to limit. And mostly sugar that comes from sugary cool drinks or juices, anything that isn't necessarily natural sugar, is something that we should try and limit as much as possible.
If you're someone who drinks a lot of tea and coffee and you add a lot of sugar to it, let's say you add 2 or 3 teaspoons, try and for 2 or 3 weeks add 1 teaspoon less, and then a half, and then another half, until you get to your goal of having no sugar in your tea. Some people can just go from 3 to nothing, and if that's something that works for you, then great, but that's not everyone. Not everyone can make such a drastic change and actually be able to sustain it in the long term. So definitely, if you're that person who needs time, allow your body that time and your tongue will get used to it too. So it's so much better to just try and find a much more sustainable way, like via long term, that's going to help you to actually maintain the goals that you make. Another thing, okay, I'm also guilty of this because I love these things. Like, I love workout challenges, but the problem with a workout challenge that is bound to a specific number of days is that after the challenge, if you're not going to do another challenge, or if you're not going to keep on exercising and having other ways to motivate you to exercise, you might just go back to all your old habits. You might stop exercising completely. So yes, I'm all for workout challenges if they're going to promote you to actually go and continue sustaining like that consistency you had through the challenge. Rather try and challenge yourself, make specific challenges for yourself, and tell yourself if you didn't need to exercise for 2 times a week for a month. And when you're able to do that and you can see that you're committing to those goals that you set for yourself, then keep aiming higher and higher. But at the end of the day, it has to be things that will work within your life and your lifestyle, and things that you can actually implement long term. So just rather look at the bigger picture and try and make as many changes as you can in terms of that. Yeah, I think another thing that we definitely need to leave. We need to leave these in 2020. Like, I don't want to see these. I do not want to see detox teas in 2021. Please. I'm asking you guys, like, it's literally like taking laxatives. It's really unhealthy for your body in the long term. It's not necessarily going to give you the results that you need. There's a lot of side effects because a lot of these products that are marketed as detox teas or weight loss teas are not regulated.
Pause this whole thing right now.
So there's a lot of ingredients in there that can cause specific symptoms, or for you to experience uncomfortable symptoms. So let's leave those in 2020, because I feel like we can do better. Let's do better in 2021, please. Please, can we leave juice cleansers in 2020? I can't. I know it's a new year. I know everyone feels like they need to detox from Decembering, which is all understandable. It's a fun time. It's a good time. December's a good time. A juice cleanse is not going to fix that. Please do not feel like you need to do a juice cleanse. I know sometimes when you do these kinds of things, you feel like it's making your body feel better. At the end of the day, if you want to do some kind of cleanse or detox, just eat cruciferous veg. That's the only thing that's been scientifically proven to actually have detoxing properties, or actually assist or facilitate your body to do that properly in the way that it should be. So eat those broccoli, eat that cauliflower, eat the collard greens, the spinaches, the green leafy veg. Drink water to hydrate your body, but don't feel like you need to drink juice, because what happens is when you do that, you might see that you've lost weight, and you might feel like, this thing is doing the things, this thing is working. But it's actually just because you've been depriving your body of the nutrients it needs. When your body's in calorie deficit, aka not eating as much energy in the form of food as you usually, then it does lead to weight loss. And of course, when you're not having all the fiber and you're not having all these vitamins and minerals that are necessary when you eat whole foods, it has effects like you're asking for diarrhea at that point. So let's leave that in 2022. Another weight loss misconception that we need to leave in 2020. We should have left it in 2018, 2017. Like, we should have left it a long time ago. The misconception that you need to skip meals in order to lose weight, now we need to leave that in 2020, guys. Skipping a meal will not make you lose weight. In fact, you're more likely to overeat after skipping a meal because you've been starving yourself and depriving your body of what it needs. So of course you're gonna overcompensate by eating more. Next time you feel like maybe you should skip breakfast or you should skip any meal, remember that it's not actually gonna help you to reach your goals any quicker. Then just rather eat consistently. If you're someone who doesn't enjoy breakfast and you only feel hungry an hour or two later, then eat an hour or two later when you feel hungry. Do what works for you. Skipping meals isn't going to help you to lose weight, just make you have a terrible relationship with food and starve. So let's not even try skip meals to lose weight, because it's not going to get you there at all. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Make sure to click on the notification button. and I'll see you guys in the next video.